Vidorno M plus V, the Altios group, is completing its 25th year, and this is their sales networking meet, which they do every 2 years, bringing all those companies who are associated with them, the CEOs, and try to build and expand their business. They are primarily into supporting foreign companies who wants to come and do business in India, support them on the business when it grows in different angles. But that is not just what they do. I am having with me Ruediger Schroeder. He is the Vice President of Projects, which I believe very, very interesting what he do. First of all, he is having experience coming to India, working India from 2010. He was there in Coimbatore for 3 years. I would like to listen from him about that, and in multiple cities. He led one company in India as its managing director. So much of experience from him. So he is doing what many companies in India ask me. How can we export our products from here to Germany? Because they get very good prices there. So he is Vice President Project of M plus V Altios Group, and he helped the German or the European companies to source products from India. So first of all, let me hear about your views on India, your experience in India.
Well, I mean, I've been living in India for 15 years. I started to work for 3.5 years in Coimbatore for a company manufacturing cleaning machines and selling them, also exporting them. Then I worked 7 years for the German company Kercher, also in the same industry. And during that time, we also started a small manufacturing place, also in Coimbatore, because I liked Tamil Nadu and I liked Coimbatore as a manufacturing place. So I could convince the company to go there. And after that, I was joining Maier Vidorno Altios, becoming the Vice President for Special Projects. And one project was to build up sourcing of components from India for European companies. This took some time, but I think now we are really well positioned, and we really find out that Indian companies have a lot to offer, and price-wise they are attractive for European companies. For European companies, it's a challenge to go on their own to the Indian market and find suppliers, because India is complex. There are a lot of smaller companies which normally don't fulfill the quality requirements of the European clients. So our team of M&V, the sourcing team, they are getting the inquiries. We discuss with the European clients what their specifications are, what special requirements they have, and. And then we find different companies who are able to do that and get quotes. And then we discuss with the customers whom we think are number 1, number 2, number 3, the best one. And then the companies normally come over to India and visit these companies and then make a decision.
So if any company would like to become a part of this supply chain from India, how they can come, or is it only as per the demand?
Well, I mean, at the moment it's still only by the demand, because I mean we are getting paid by European customers, so they give us the mandate to look for 10 parts or whatever, and then we are going out, and we of course have a big database nowadays. So for many components, we already have preferred suppliers, but for other very specialized products, I mean, we also have to search, visit them, and so on, to really find out whether these potential companies are really able to fulfill the requirements of the client.
You already told that India, the markets, it's very complex, because you worked in Coimbatore and completely different in Noida, in Delhi NCR. So you've seen there are people who manufacture great products. There are people who don't know how to make great products, but they are manufacturing. But everyone wants to maybe sell outside India or something like that. So how do you see the advantage of India being a complex market where we can build great high quality products for Europe?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of Indian companies think that doing export, you can have much better and bigger margins than selling a domestic market. And that's absolutely wrong perception. Because there's a lot of work involved to satisfy the requirements for the export customers. But there's also one misunderstanding of a lot of Indian companies. The European companies are not looking to buy one off and then they change again. They are normally looking for long-term relationship. And if it works out in the beginning, let's say for 10 or 15 different components, very soon they may ask another 10, 20 components. So that is what a lot of Indian companies don't understand. The sourcing from Europe means companies are not looking only for one cheap buy. They are looking for long-term supplier at reasonable good prices, at the same quality level, and also in the supply chain to meet the supply lines and supply time.
One thing what I have seen is there is a trust deficit. It can be multiple reasons. One reason is also understanding the culture of both the countries. So, for example, when Germans say yes, they mean yes. But when an Indian say yes, culturally we believe uh, the the guest is God, Aditi Deva Bhava. So we never say no to anyone. If someone asks, we tell yes. But there are a lot of meaning to that yes. It's not that we want to manipulate,
Well,
but for German, okay, yes means he's not doing, and time gets over, and there is a lot of communication gap. How do you see how we can bring the trust deficit?
I mean, I think one step is to use an intermediate organization like ours because we understand both ways and both worlds. And I think normally it's a learning curve for the German company, but after a year or two, they understood the Indian market and then they can do it on their own. So I think that is what we really tell people and say, I mean, that's the reason why you're paying us because we know both cultures. We know a lot of companies. We find the right partner for you, and we also can manage the cultural differences so you're not running into any issues and say, well, you can't deal with India.
China is a very strong supplier globally, and now there are other emerging markets like Vietnam, Indonesia. How do you see a global competition and where India stands as per the global demand, especially in Europe?
Well, I mean, compared with China, I think Indian companies are relatively slow in answering requirements. I mean, in the saying is, I mean, if you ask to get a quote in China, next day you have it, and in 2 weeks you have the component. In India, you have the quote if you're lucky after 2 weeks.
No.
So I think that is really something that India has changed the culture in, and they have to understand that if you want to play in the export market, you have to adjust yourself to the requirements out there. And you cannot say, well, I mean, we have always dealt like this and we keep on going like that, then you will most likely not be successful.
Oh, this is a very, very important point, and this was shared with me a couple of my friends in Germany recently on my recent trip. Also, people do not respond. People do not send emails back, reply back, and they feel it is because we are not interested. As I told you, maybe you are thinking that okay, I will send a reply after 2 days, but people are not waiting there. By the time the email comes, the component is coming from other company, a competitor, and we lose the business, we lose the trust, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean that, and as I mentioned before, I mean we always tell these Indian companies, look here, this is for a long-term relationship. So, I mean, because very often, I mean, you ask, let's say, to get a first price indication for the German client, 5 components. They say, 5 components. That's so uninteresting. We have time. We can do other things. They don't understand that this is only the beginning. And if the prices are good, the company gets interested to get more quotes. And then hopefully it will start a supply relationship. And that will be then for a long time.
Which are the major components what Europeans are right now sourcing from India? For example, I would like to just tell you there was some concept that Germans would like to give the dirty manufacturing business outsourced, like for example castings and all those things. Is it that, or what kind of business are the Indian companies can expect from the European market?
I mean, our experience is that you can find in India 90% of all requirements. It sometimes takes a little bit longer, but you always find someone who can really do that. Not everything. I mean, there are, for example, very small electric motors. That's still a challenge. But the rest, I mean, for example, we were accompanying a Swiss company. They were relocating their production for hand tools, for power tools from China to India. And after 1 year, 95% of the components were indigenized and at a cheaper price than from China. So it is possible. You just need the right people to do that. And also time, because certain items, certain specialized items, I mean, like for example, in that place, it was a heating element. There were only 2 or 3 companies in India, and they were in absolutely different locations. To find them and to get the trust that they can do what the requirement was. So
I believe people is what it matters for getting things done. And Mr. Ruediger, what you're doing today with M+V Altios for India is very important. And India, I believe
you can
that,
say so.
yeah, and that can help the Indians to better understand Germany or other European market. Thank you very much for doing this through M+V Altios. We wish you more and more success so that India can also grow. Indian manufacturing can grow where the world grows.
Yep. Thank you very much. I mean, you're absolutely right. If we are successful, it's a win-win situation. It's good for Indian companies and good for our European clients who get better or get cheaper parts, same quality as they buy now from Europe. Thank you.
Thank you.